Welcome back from the break. Now, the 27th of October is observed as a Black Day all over the world in support of the Kashmiri people. The Indian Army landed in Jammu Kashmir on October 27, 1947, and since then, the Kashmiris have been observing this day as a Black Day. However, there are many who claim that the day of protest is encouraged by the Pakistani establishment. For an analysis, we have with us now Professor Ashraf Saraf of the All Parties Hurriyat Conference Pakistan chapter. Good morning and welcome to A Breakfast at Dawn. What is needed to resolve this question of Kashmir that hangs over our heads for all of these decades?
Observing a Black Day basically is to divert the international opinion towards this serious issue, especially United Nations and Security Council members who have basically a legal and moral obligation to resolve the Kashmir dispute, because this is a very serious question detrimental to the peace of this region, peace and prosperity of this region. Therefore, I think what is to be done, that the obligations by the Security Council members, by the Security Council, United Nations, and the obligations, moral and legal obligation, responsibilities of the leadership in this region, the Indian leadership in particular, because they have been always intransigent, very rigid, and have always betrayed their promises, not made to the people of Kashmir alone, but to Pakistan and the international community. So I must precisely say that the obligations, moral and legal obligations by the international leadership and the regional leadership has to be displayed. That alone can resolve Kashmir dispute peacefully. If the responsibilities are not fulfilled, obligations are not fulfilled, the sincerity and honesty with respect to this region is not displayed by the leadership, then a chaos and confusion will continue, and it can lead to any catastrophe, to any disaster. So I must precisely say the sincerity and honesty, courage and sagacity has to be displayed by the leadership in India. And Pakistan has been always very courteous to the people of Kashmir.
Professor, I have to ask you, when you're the United Nations, we see more and more that the UN is becoming somewhat sidelined and almost, it doesn't really have the kind of legs that it used to have. So would you not say that it was a welcome sign when the United States indicated that there may be, with the Obama administration, some more of an involvement as far as the Kashmir question goes? Do you think that it is disappointing that the United States has kind of backed down on that?
Well, United Nations getting sidelined is basically, this is detrimental to the international peace. An institution which is basically to safeguard peace and security of regions and uphold the human rights of the people wherever they are violated. So that is very sad. So we wish and we hope that UN takes the charge of disposing its responsibilities seriously within the framework of UN Charter without distinction and discrimination. Now, coming to the other part of your question, well, the entire international community, I mean at the people's level, the masses of the world were feeling that Obama will come and display change, Martin Luther King's change, a very sincere disciple of the great leader who represented international brotherhood without distinction and was against apartheid and xenophobia. So therefore, what was expected and what was being perceived as far as Obama's taking over as the President of United States is concerned, the people are really, they are sad about his conduct with regard to his responsibilities as a superpower, a sole superpower, and very important member of the Security Council as far as Kashmir and Palestine is concerned. In particular, he had given an indication that he is going to play a role and Kashmir shall be resolved. But Indian lobby and Indian strategic partnership with United States of America has curtailed and restricted Obama to play a role that was his responsibility, that was his commitment with the people of United States of America, with his great leader, Cypriot, Martin Luther King Cypriot. So we hope that the time is not away, that he may reconsider his postures, his role as a leader that can bring change in the entire world and can create an environment of peace and international brotherhood and become the voice of the oppressed, the voice of the depressed, the voice of the people who are under occupation, who are under colonial rule and alien rule.
All right, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for being on our program, Professor Ashraf Saraf there. All right, well, we are going to take a quick break right here, but we'll be right back. This is Breakfast at Dawn.